my son in a wheelchair with no legs. So they do need to do something about it. Because I want justice for my son.
Please pause this video and have a moment of silence for what you just watched. I mean, I'm pissed watching this video, just like you all should be if you have any ounce of humanity in you. And to the trolls out there who will try to justify this by saying that, oh, the guy had an in his hands, it still does not justify the cop's actions. Like, the guy is a double amputee. How much of a threat can he be? Have these cops never heard of a taser? Why does it have to be a dead and not once, but pop, 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 11 times? The sheer amount of anger and hate in each and every one of those pops is inhuman to anyone, let alone a person with a clear physical disability and mental instability. Here's the backstory so we are all on the same page. Mr. Anthony Lowe Jr. was a 36-year-old black man who was going through depression and mental instability after having both of his legs amputated a few months prior to this incident. On the day of the incident, these cops responded to the scene following reports that a man had been stabbed by another man in a wheelchair. When the cops arrived at the scene, they found Mr. Lowe Jr. with a 12-inch butcher knife, which the cops allegedly say he used to threaten them as well. The family alleges that when the officers first approached Mr. Lowe, he did not appear to be armed, and that the officers began the encounter by dumping Mr. Lowe from his wheelchair onto the ground. A member of the legal team representing the case said in a statement, and I quote, "It is an outrageous and unreasonable use of force to dump an amputee out of his wheelchair without a provocation," end quote. A bystander also testified that during the incident, saying, and I quote, "Mr. Lowe was simply scared, trying to escape," which we all can see from the video. The officers claimed that they deployed 2 separate tasers twice in an attempt to stop Mr. Lowe, but the tasers were ineffective. As a result, they popped him 11 times in the back and leaving him. I mean, well, what a bunch of BS regarding the taser. Do they just not know how to aim? There's no way trained officers wouldn't be able to correctly take down a mentally unstable man moving at a relatively low pace with not both legs when they have 2 tasers. I call it BS. I'm trained to restrain mentally ill folks, to de-escalate even these kind of situations with weapons, and it's not that hard. Even easier for the cops because all they had to do was tase him if they couldn't restrain him. Why they need to discharge on him 11 times? Why? The judge's ruling states that officers took aim at Mr. Lowe with a stun gun and firearms, and Mr. Lowe died being struck by multiple. The cops, hear this pisses me off. The cops filed a response to the complaint denying not some, but all the allegations. Like, what? Are we blind to what we just saw? What we just saw is exactly what the judge ruled on. Anyways, the judge decided that the matter is to be decided by a jury, but still stood by the findings, saying that he agrees with the plaintiff that the video footage does not demonstrate objectively reasonable police conduct. And the LA County Superior Court judge also ruled that the video does not clearly show Mr. Lowe threatening the officer with a knife. Right? We just see him running uncontrollably, scared, like the bystander attested. So a civil trial has been scheduled for January 16th, 2026, where a jury will decide whether the officer's use of force was reasonable or reckless. I mean, I get it. He was a suspect and wasn't an angel himself. But that's not the point here. The point is the sheer amount of force used by the officers to take down this guy. That's where the problem is. He didn't have to be unleashed just because the cops felt threatened by him. Their reasoning was the cops, felt threatened. Cops that have tasers on them, or in the worst case scenario, guns only shoot once if they had to, not 11 times. I think in these situations, it's important as a society to start holding bad cops accountable, because enough is enough. I do respect good cops and the work that they do to protect our communities and families. And yes, I do understand that cops do a dangerous job, right? Their jobs are not easy. And they too want to go home to their families at the end of the day, just like all of us. But we should not keep shielding the bad cops. We need to hold them accountable. No more qualified immunity. Because like I usually say, guess who will foot the bill in case of lawsuits? That's right, you and me. And until we start holding these bad cops accountable, we'll keep seeing these cases happen over and over and over again. I pray that justice is prevailed for Mr. Lowe and his loved ones. And until next time, please be kind.